3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to the first installment of Monarch TV. Here with local broadcasting legend Jack Jacob, I'm your host Miles Eggleston.
With the help of Mr. Smith, the Aquinas broadcasting class has worked hard to put together a story about some of the goings-on at Aquinas.
Our first story covers one of the most basic beliefs of students here at Aquinas. Babies are dope.
Reporters Jill Witter and Eli Ryder went all the way to Washington, D.C. to put together a story on the March for Life.
January 18, 2019 marked the 46th annual March for Life in Washington, D.C. The march started in 1973 as a protest to Supreme Court Roe v. Wade decision concerning women's rights to an abortion. The Diocese of Lincoln has sent buses full of students, priests, and chaperones as a way to support the march. This year, 39 students represented Aquinas Catholic High School on the march, in the presence of hundreds of thousands of other marchers.
I didn't really expect to see that many people at the march. It was, I was expecting, 20,000, kind of like when I went to Seek, not that many people, but you just see, look up the hill and you see this hundreds of thousands of people there. It was awesome. It was awesome.
The schedule was packed with events. After a long 25-hour bus ride, students were allowed to enjoy some sightseeing around the capital city. Every student was able to get onto the House of Representatives floor with the help of Representative Jeff Fortenberry. On the day of the march, the Lincoln Diocese enjoyed a beautiful Mass in the National Basilica of the Immaculate Conception. For many, the march is a good opportunity to visit and tour the nation's capital. But there is a more important reason why students attend the march.
I think it's important because, you should never, there should never be, a child should never be seen as an inconvenience. And so I think it's important as Catholics because we value the sanctity of human life. And so we should stand up for that.
I think it's a great disservice to, first God, but to our country to say that babies who, we deem, pretty much irrelevant or bad to some people. I think it's bad because I think we should honor babies more than we do now.
In December, the 2018 One Act team attended the NSAA Play Protection Competition.
This show is based off of Hitler Youth Groups and the mentally disabled in Nazi Germany.
Reporters J.C. Rowe, Morgan Littlefield, Elias Ryder, and Wyatt Morvek tell us more about the show.
The 2018 Aquinas One-Act team won state on December 6th with the play Sending Down the Sparrows by Laura Lungard. The last time Aquinas has won state was with the show Macbeth in 2010. The show was directed by a middle school social studies teacher and drama director, Mrs. Ann Hierman.
At the beginning of the year, I looked through multiple scripts to find out which script I want to do that year. And I found an author named Lundgren Smith is her last name, and she just writes very, very deep shows for young performers, and that was one of them. The other one was an option about a cave-in in a mine, and after I had people read it, this is the Sending Down the Sparrows, is the one that everybody really, really agreed was going to be an amazing show.
With winning state, Travis Rowe and Libby Ashoff won Best Actor and Actress overall.
When they announced Libby, I got really excited and really happy for her because I knew she deserved it. And then when she got up there, that was really exciting, and we were congratulating her, and just the anticipation of waiting there.
Felt good. Felt like circle was completed, like it all came in the end. It was all worth it. Felt powerful. Amazing and blessed.
I had 10 weeks to prepare for districts and then another 2 weeks to prepare for state. The set was created by seniors Zachary Cromie and Bridget Sisko.
Started out with my basic idea, and then of course Mrs. Hierman had a bunch of things because she knows what she's doing. And I designed the levels of it, and then we kind of worked on what to put behind the levels eventually.
So I was up at the very top with Mrs. Hierman and Eli and a few of our whole group was up there, and just sitting there, this whole boom, you could just feel your heartbeat. And when they said they announced Ann Hierman, director of Aquinas, was the same feeling, almost that anxious bolt of lightning, just jump in the air. Everyone was emotional, everyone was hugging each other, and it was really rewarding and really satisfying.
Assistant Director Miss Jean Brown and Student Assistant Director Katie Brzezina, along with Aquinas alumni Deanna Hansen, all helped with the production of the show. Congratulations to the 2018 NSAA One-Act champions.
The Aquinas Building Trades program has taken on a new endeavor for the 2018-2019 school year.
Instead of building a house, the class is building the new St. Mary's Holy Family Daycare.
Reporters Miles Eggleston and Wyatt Morves worked together to build a story about the new project.
In past years, building trades students have built a house each year. With an after-school daycare going up, Mr. Major, who's been teaching the class for 17 years, jumped at the opportunity for something new.
I like working with young people. The newness of the project, seeing notions kick in and where they understand things, I find that very enjoyable, and I like to come back for that. The daycare gives us an opportunity to work with people we wouldn't otherwise get to rub shoulders with, interact with those folks. I understand we'll be constructing a home next year right here on our property, our premises, so that would eliminate the drive time. So our 43-minute period becomes once again a 43-minute period rather than the travel time taken away from us.
It's been a different experience, especially for students who have taken the course in past years. Senior Creighton Redler spoke on how this year's project compares to those he's been a part of before.
I feel like I've done more at the houses and I've enjoyed the houses more, but I don't know. We've learned different stuff at the daycare with all the concrete in the basement and all the trusses, so that's good. Best part is probably the hands-on experience and just kind of getting to know the construction side of things.
Junior Noah Burwell helps Mr. Major start off the day as part of the first building trades period. He says he enjoys a little bit of mystery in his day, not knowing what's in store.
More of a like a donation type of feeling, like you're donating your time rather than you're doing this in order to raise money. But it's kind of like donating your time in order to help out your school.
All in all, building trade students have expressed the pride they take in what they do and are happy that they can help set a strong foundation for the future of St. Mary's and Aquinas.
For 13 years, Aquinas has been offering an entrepreneurship program to teach students about the values and lessons of owning your own business.
Reporters Braden Smith and Morgan Littlefield take a closer look.
Aquinas High School has been offering a unique and popular entrepreneurship class which started in the 2005-2006 school year. The 2018-2019 entrepreneurship class provides its students with the skills needed to effectively organize, develop, create, and manage their own businesses. Mr. Tony Smith teaches the class and will tell us more.
I think it works best because in a real life situation, that's what they're going to be doing. But we started out, the first way I started teaching it was I just had them think of the David City area and just try to come up with a business concept rather than have to produce a product. So they might say, I would like to start a new restaurant in David City. So they had to build a business plan for a new restaurant. Or I want to start a paintballing business where people come, a rec center for paintballing, and so they'd start a paintballing. And we had a bowling alley. We had a lot of different types of businesses where they actually didn't do the business. But I think it works out well this way too now.
The students develop a written business plan for a business of their choice. Then they will create and manage their own business.
Expectation is always probably 2 or 3 main things. Number one, to always have the idea that if you find something you're passionate about, you're never going to work a day in your life. And I think you can do that relatively easily if you're working for yourself. And number two, that businesses can exist in small rural town Nebraska, like David City. And so that I want them to see that that's viable in a place like this. And lastly, I just want them to know that businesses don't fail on their own. It usually has to do with the owner not planning very well. So people don't plan to fail, they fail to plan.
One of the businesses in this year's entrepreneurship class is a smoked cheese business called Up and Smoke, run by seniors Zachary Cromie and Michael Ruka. They have 2 flavors of cheese, sharp cheddar and white cheddar.
I have cheese from the store, unwrap it, throw it in a smoker for like 6 hours, and then take it out, and it has to sit in the fridge for like 2 weeks before you can actually like cut it up and serve it. But then you cut it up and package it and give it to people. The whole process.
Each business have to come up with their own advertisements and order forms. Another business is Fudge Shop, which is being managed by junior Morgan Littlefield and senior Nia Jacob. The 2 became partners because of their common interest in making fudge.
We provide milk chocolate, dark chocolate, and a white chocolate layered.
$4 for the milk chocolate and the dark chocolate, and then it's $7 for the white chocolate layered.
Order forms for all businesses can be found right here in the front lobby of Aquinas.
Each year, Religion 4 students help someone in need for a class project.
The 2019 senior classes come together to help the Christians in Gaza for their project.
Reporters Miles Eggleston and Jack Jacob give us an insight on the life of Christians in Gaza and the seniors project to help them.
Hello and welcome to Monarch Talk. I'm Jack Jacob.
And I'm Miles Eggleston. A small piece of land between Egypt and Israel, known as the Gaza Strip, is under persecution. The Strip is claimed by Palestinians.
This little area is plagued by attacks from the terrorist groups ISIS and Hamas.
The class of 2019 at Aquinas Catholic in David City, Nebraska, wants to help the people of this strip.
The class has been working together through their social justice class taught by Father Ben Holdren. The students are also working with Jeff Kanger of Brothers Keeper, a nonprofit organization set up to help the same group of people find out how to do the most good.
We spoke with Father Holdren to get more.
I've been friends with Jeff Kanger for a long time. I got to know him in college, but he recently told me he was a part of a nonprofit that he started called Brothers Keeper, and they're reaching out to Christians in the Gaza Strip. And so just in a conversation with him, I started finding out about this and thought it'd be an awesome project for our seniors. We're designing t-shirts and armbands. The t-shirts somebody could buy with all the proceeds going to our project, and the armbands a person could give a free will donation to buy an armband to support the Christians in Gaza.
Students have band together to do all in their power to start a program to help the people of the Gaza Strip.
This program includes an entire day called Gaza Day, where students will wear their gold and white shirts to represent the cause. A free will donation for a cloth bracelet that says "Never Forgotten, Never Alone" will help to raise money.
Also, these t-shirts and bracelets are available for purchase for funds to benefit the people of Gaza at our website.
Already the students have had a Jean Day at Aquinas alone, with free will donations that raised nearly $2,500 to help fund scholarships for children in the area to attend good schools.
Wanting to do more good outside themselves, these students have decided to head to other area schools and spread the word of their project and get them on board to join in aiding those who need it the most.
The Christian individuals of Gaza are stuck in a feud between Islamic radicalists and the Jewish population of the area.
These Christians are doing everything in their power to not only provide for themselves, but to also assist the Muslims and the Jews who are unable to get the things they need themselves, like food and warm clothes.
The Christian schools in Gaza City educate nearly as many non-Christians as it does Christians. Many area Muslims send their children to these schools for the excellent education.
Many Christians, however, are unable to send their children to get this education as they're unable to afford it.
Recently, the senior class was able to do a Skype call with a Christian class in Gaza, and students from Aquinas were able to see the people who they are helping. Dan Stero was one of the students who talked on behalf of the senior class to the Christians in Gaza.
Yeah, being able to Skype them was really cool to get to know them and see them face to face, and not just pictures either, and not just messages, but actually being able to converse with them and talk to them and ask them questions was a really neat experience to get to know the people that we're helping. It's kind of awesome that we're able to do that in like today's day and age with the internet and all this wireless communication and everything, that we can go like over the walls of Gaza and still help these people that are in need in times like that you wouldn't have been able to do. You probably wouldn't have been able to do that as easily as we're doing it right now.
Coming into the 2018-2019 school year, Aquinas Catholic High School has brought in 3 new faces to the teaching staff.
Reporters Jack Jacob and JC Rowe gave us an inside look on how the school year has gone for these new teachers.
Aquinas Catholic High School has introduced 3 new teachers, Mr. John Weirs, Mr. Seth Pierce, and Miss Lisa Mayo, for the 2018-19 school year. Mr. Weirs teaches biology, anatomy, environmental science, and physics. Mr. Pierce teaches psychology, sociology, world history, and government. Miss Mayo teaches art to both middle school and high school students. These teachers talk about what they've enjoyed most about Aquinas.
I like the community a lot. It's always been a dream of mine to be a part of a rich school community. I think it makes teaching a lot easier when all the teachers are on the same page and all one team, and so that's what I've enjoyed most, becoming a part of that community.
All you kids are really nice. I know I did substitute teaching last year, so whenever a kid comes up to me and says that you guys are naughty or whatever, I've dealt with much worse. So you guys have been very sweet to me. It's always fun for me to teach history, so it's been a good experience to get started.
I really enjoy the kids probably most. They seem really calm and interested in art, not very rebellious or have an attitude or anything. So they like to get to know me and want to know my life. They're super excited. They want to come to my wedding. So.
Although there's a lot to enjoy at Aquinas, there have been some challenges for these new teachers.
Just the fact that it is my first year and balancing doing all the administrative things a teacher has to do, and plus teaching, and moving to a new town and getting to know people, just kind of a lot of new things at once that have been kind of tricky, but it's been good.
Probably just keeping going. The fall wasn't that difficult because I didn't have any extra activities besides scoreboard for volleyball, which isn't terribly difficult. But now that it's basketball season, don't get home until at least 7-ish. Still have to plan after school. Now that we're doing prom, as JC can attest to, we're thinking of a whole bunch of stuff to get done, and I'm sure when prom week gets here, I will get no sleep at all. And then also we'll be in track season too, so I will be doing something for the rest of the year. So mostly just keeping on top of stuff.
Getting used to the different schedules that are here. I'm used to a public schedule because I didn't go to a Catholic school. So having mass schedule plus 2-hour late start, 10 o'clock schedule. Maybe also the dynamic of being able to talk about God in the classroom. You're not really able to do that at public schools, and so I have to get used to that. That's something new for me. So.
Students and faculty at Aquinas Catholic High School have appreciated having these 3 new teachers.
That wraps up our first ever episode of Monarch TV.
Thank you for watching, and remember, don't just have a great day, have a Monarch day.